Do you want to see the Desi G Wagon? Now let's talk by talking about the front fascia of this car. First of all, many elements in the front are inspired by the Mercedes G Wagon. And what exactly has been inspired by the Mercedes G Wagon? Let's talk about it. First one is a LED and the headlight design. It's taken from the G Wagon. Number two is a indicator design which has been placed on the bonnet, very similar to the G Wagon. And number three is a hood design. This V-shaped hood design. They have the license from the Mercedes-Benz to use these design elements of the G Wagon in the Force Gurkha. These headlights are called the Force Pro Edge LED headlamps as well as the DRLs. We have the fog lamps over here and they actually have the cornering function. Now talking about what's under the hood, we have the Mercedes-Benz OEM 616 derived engine. It produces around 140 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque. The speciality of this engine is that it produces torque at a very low end, that is around at just 1400 RPMs. And why is that special? That's because that is exactly what the off-road capability is needed. Now let's talk about some of the very unique things in this car. Number one, that is a stock snorkel you'll get in this car. Thanks to this, you'll get a water wading capacity of roughly 700 mm, and once again, it is the best in the segment. Now come to this side. This is also very unique for this car, although it is an accessory. It is a windshield protector in case you wanna go off-road and something like a branch hits the windshield. And let's discuss what exactly makes the Force Gurkha the most capable car in its segment. Now come with me. As you can see, this is the side profile of the car. Talking about the wheels, you'll get 255, 65 and 18-inch alloy wheels. The design is actually a 5-spoke design, which is very similar to the Mahindra Thar. Talking about the ground clearance, you get around 235 mm of ground clearance in the Force Gurkha, which is once again the best in the segment. And talking about few off-road essential things over here, in the front you'll get an approach angle of roughly around 39 degree, and in the back you get a departure angle of roughly around 37 degree and a ramp over angle of 28 degrees. Though approach angle is not the best in the segment, Thar has slightly better approach angle, but the ramp over angle and the departure angle are the best in the segment. Into the side profile, we can see a massive fiber claddings over here. Now come to this side, it says FM 2.6 CR, which means Force Motors 2.6 common rail, which is referring to the engine of this car. Now come to this side, it does say something special, that is 4x4x4. And what exactly does this mean? The initial 4x4 is talking about the drivetrain of this car, that is a 4x4 system. Now what is the other 4? Other 4 talks about all the terrains this car can go to. Number 1 is water, number 2 is forest, number 2 is snow, and number 4 is desert. And another great thing about this car is that this car is huge. For example, I'm 1.8 meters tall and this car is over 2 meters tall at 209 centimeters, which is taller than the Defender as well as the G Wagon. First of all, to close the door, you can just normally close it like other cars. You have to slam it shut. And another thing is that, trust me when I say getting into this car is not an easy, and I'm saying it as a 5'11" person. To get inside, you have to hold this and get inside. Now coming to the rear profile of the car, you'll get a full-sized wheel in the back, that is a 255, 65 and 18-inch wheels as usual. Now you get a ladder over here, which is an accessory actually you have to get from the Force Motors. Now the boot does not open in a very usual way, it opens horizontally as you can see. And that's how you exactly can enter into the last row of seats. And yes, this car is a 7-seater. Now one more thing I have over here is rear tow hook, and it can carry loads up to 3200 kgs approximately. Now talking about the suspension of the car, rear suspension gets a connected pan-hard rod with coil springs. And talking about the front suspension, you'll get front independent suspension with coil springs. And the thing is that surprisingly, the suspension is tuned towards a more softer side, which you can feel while driving as well as in off-roading. Now let's talk about the interior of this car. As you can see, getting in and out is not easy. Now coming to the interior, as you can see, the interior is actually pretty basic. When you compare it to its rivals such as Mahindra Thar and Jimny, this interior feels a little bit outdated. This is the interior of the Force Gurkha, and we can understand that the interior is pretty basic in this car when you compare it to the rivals such as the Mahindra Thar and the Jimny. Let's talk about the steering wheel at first. First of all, you can see there is not many features over here. No buttons in the steering wheel at all. There is just horn, and this steering wheel actually feels like they took it from one of the Force Motors trucks and put it here. Not trucks like Tempo Travelers and put it here. That's how it feels. Even the interior feels like that, honestly speaking. Let's talk about the infotainment system over here. It is a basic Android OS based, I guess. From the usage I'm understanding, it's a little bit like Android only. It's basic actually, but it has got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It has not many features, but it has the important ones such as the navigation you have over here. You can obviously, then you have as I said, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay built in also. You can play music, you can play radio. Basic settings you have over here such as music app, Carbit link, which I'm assuming it like car connectivity, and that's it. It's pretty basic, but it does all the necessary functions required. Now coming to the AC settings over here, as you can see, no automatic climate controls over here. Everything is manual, as you see in the older cars and all. No on all buttons also, which is a very good thing. Now come to the gearbox. You won't get any automatic gearbox over here. You only get one gearbox option, that is a G32, which is actually a Mercedes-Benz gearbox, which used to come in Mercedes-Benz vans and all. And this is a 5-speed manual gearbox, and you get no automatic once again. And this gearbox kind of feels flimsy, as you can see. Now let's talk about one of the main features of this car, that is the dual differential locks, as you can see over here. This is for the front and this is for the back, which is very unique for this car, and it is the USP of this car, because no other cars in this segment you're gonna get a differential lock, and this car comes with dual differentials. One is a front differential lock and another one is a rear differential lock, and it is manually controllable. And to use it, come over here, you have to just pull the differential lock up to use it. And coming to the doors, as you can see, you literally get 0 buttons in the door, no buttons at all. And where are the controls for windows? It's actually over here in the center. As you can see, these are the buttons to control the windows. As you can see, 4 electronically controlled buttons you will get for the window. And talking about the 4x4 controls, this is the 4x4 control over here. You can switch it from 2H to 4H or 4L, which is a low transfer case. And this is how you choose it, and it's actually electronic, and it's called electronic fly-on shift control by the Force Motors. Let's talk about the instrument cluster. As you can see, the instrument cluster is actually digital, and you get important stuff displayed. For example, you get TPMS, and it will tell you if it's in 4-wheel drive, it's 4H, 2H or 4L. It will also tell you about the differential lock also, if it's engaged or not. So it's digital, but it conveys you a lot of information. And another good thing is that when I'm sitting over here, you can see the exact bonnet over here, which is actually gives you a different feeling when you're driving it. Overall, how we can conclude is that the steering and the dashboard design as a whole and the interior as a whole actually is very old school and rugged also. Now coming to the rear seats, the seats are actually very comfortable. You don't get in leather as such, but you get these fabric seats, as you can see. These are comfortable. Headroom is more than sufficient. Once again, I have said I'm 5'11", it's very sufficient for me, and even if you're taller than me, it's very sufficient for you also. No issues as such. Knee room is also plenty. I have pushed back the driver's seat a bit. Not a problem at all. But one thing is that you can't push these seats back or front in the middle row. That's an unfortunate thing. Another thing is that legroom is a little bit lacking. You don't have that much of a legroom over here compared to the other cars in the segment. That's definitely a minus point. Overall, it's very spacious actually. You won't feel claustrophobic at all. You get these big windows over here, which gives you a very airy feeling. No issues at all. You get a blower over here actually, as you can see. 4 vents for you for the middle row. Now let's go to now coming to the final row of seats. As you can see, this is how we enter the final row. You get 2 seats over here in the rear seats. And the thing is that no headroom issues here at all. That's one thing. Another thing is that You won't feel claustrophobic or suffocated in this car because you got this huge, windows over here. So no issues at all. The space is more than enough, man. Like usually in other cars, what we see is that third row seats are very, very uncomfortable and not spacious enough for adults. But this is more than sufficient for adults. But once again, under the support is lacking. But knee room and headroom are not a problem at all, and you won't feel any claustrophobic here at all thanks to these airy windows. You get lights over here, as you can see, and they're not turning on because the car is off right now. You get two cup holders over here, or bottle holders actually over here, as you can see. But other than that, you won't get any cup holders or armrest over here, as you can see. And you can actually open the boot from the third row like this, as you can see.